So we've talked about this in the past.
My boy Johnny is old now. Jesus.
Yeah, what is he?
No, that's
56?
not what his face say.
Here, look up real quick on
64.
one of the tabs
His
how old
face
Johnny
say
Depp is. I
60
think he's
something.
56.
Yeah, his face 68.
Yeah.
I don't think
Nah,
he's
he's not in his
60.
60s. He's in his 50s, I think.
I guess
Man, she was lying.
maybe
She
he's
ain't
early,
never
like he
loved
just
this
recently
nigga.
turned
Look
60.
at the
'Cause
age difference.
He's 58. Okay.
How old is Amber Heard?
30, 33, somewhere around there. 36.
And he's
Okay.
58. 22-year difference. And they was together for love. All right, let's go.
Quick recap and then let's jump into it. So if y'all don't know about this, and I think it's actually still like on some kind of algorithm, so if we say the name, I've already said this, who freaking cares? Affects it like you're not allowed to say name apparently. I don't know. That could
But
be.
I mean, the bitch guilty now. Her name, whatever shadow band they got on her name, got to be broken.
Well,
just
it's his name
because
too. I don't know if it's specifically his name, both
overwhelming
names, but
content is about them right now. Like
really
there's so much out. It can't be like.
yeah, some of the criticism has been we got more content from this than the Ghislaine Maxwell case. Which is what's wild, right? They hit you, huh?
Damn.
So back to the recap. Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Amber Heard came out with a, I don't even want to call it a tell-all, but she wrote this little narrative, released it to The Sun, and in The Sun, it kind of alleged to some abuse. From it, she has become a public figure when it comes to the Me Too movement. She's given speeches, and it's obviously ruined Johnny Depp's career. He lost a bunch of movies, Pirates of the Caribbean, when it comes to Fantastic Beasts, and probably other potential movies. Can't name them all. He was sued, I think, her or The Sun. I think it was The Sun, and that was in UK. He lost. Don't know the specific reasons why, but he lost. Now he comes to America and he sues Amber Heard for defamation because he refutes all of the claims about him being an abuser. And there has been a lot of audio that has been available since the UK trial and a lot of video that has been available since the UK trial. It has shown Johnny Depp being... We actually read one. I wish I brought it, could reread it because it was so funny. I remember you call him so eloquent with the feathered pencil tip when he wrote this.
He wrote it
It
with
was
a feather.
savage. But
he wrote that shit with a feather and some ink.
Yeah, so it revealed that he was a little bit, I guess you could argue, emotionally, verbally abusive, whereas it also revealed that Amber Heard was the one who was physically abusive.
Yeah, but you could tell Johnny probably he probably verbally
Put some words,
yeah,
had some sentences.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The case is going on now for the defamation, which she's suing Amber Heard for $50 million, I think. Some of the content coming out of this trial has been honestly hilarious. If that's not wrong to say.
No, it's been hilarious. It's sad.
Yeah, it's like both.
Word.
It's really weird.
A lot of cocaine and wine though in a relationship.
Yeah, but also hearing their private conversations, they're terribly sad. Like it's just like, damn, these people are like just abusing each other. But then the
100%.
actual antics within the court, I'm just like, what the fuck is going on, man?
And then
kangaroo court.
just to watch the video from the deposition and she's fake crying, then she's saying, oh, the person asked her, do you remember wearing your body the glass hit? She says no, she doesn't remember. Then she says a body part, and then she says no, not that body part. Just to see, I don't know, it's just, I guess it is, I'll say this, it's humorous in general. I've laughed at it in general, just when people bring it up, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a mess. But it's not actually funny. It's actually pretty sad. They started recording each other.
You got to a point to start recording each other.
But
did you say why?
No. I mean, after the
okay.
abuse or whatever.
Well, Johnny said because she would forget things she said, so he asked her can I record our conversations because this is not okay.
Yeah.
That's
the second you feel
you need to record.
But even with Johnny's recording, some of the times you could hear he was leading her in conversation towards a direction. Either she had said something that he missed in the recording, he was trying to get her to repeat it, or whatever it may be.
It's game of two people pretty much trying to get ammunition.
But
on
then
each other.
you're still in the relationship at that point, and you're recording each other. So the good times, you're not recording each other in between those days. Second something goes wrong, you start recording each other. Your relationship was gone a long time ago, bro.
Yeah, it makes you wonder why they were still together as long as they were, considering all the battles and stuff like that. And some of the recordings are like she kicked the door to his head and stuff like that when he leaned down, and then he's confronting her about it, and then she's accusing what his interpretation is of something else and still throwing things at him and stuff like that. And honestly, I said this last time too when we brought them up, when we had a longer talk about them. I don't remember, 50 episodes ago. They're complete opposite personalities. He's Jack Sparrowing his way, super evasive, and she's super confrontational. And so I understand why like she gets so frustrated to the point where like she has to physically like just act out because he's not answering the questions and stuff like that. Like even in their conversations, like he's not actually confronting the issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think like when they bottom up, like their relationship's just fucking not compatible.
And he's 60. Like, he's an old man. She can't. Like, the conversation between them is. There was no way.
Honestly, that's kind of a conversation I had. Like, even though I do think Amber Heard's wrong all the way in this, not saying Johnny Depp's not blameless, but I do think she's wrong because I think she took it to an extreme.
Yeah, physical.
But
yeah, she shouldn't have gotten physical.
Well, once she got a physical, and 2, she made these allegations. Like,
and then 3, did you see what she demanded in the divorce?
I don't remember actually.
She wanted like $5,000 a day. I mean, 5,000 or 10,000
Oh, yeah, I did
a
hear
month
about this
for
actually.
gifts
Yeah,
and
what was
shopping.
it called?
Gifts and shopping. She
But
wanted
what she
the
called
Range
it, she
Rover.
like called it something. It was
Yeah, there was
spousal
a
something.
spousal. Yeah, she wanted a lot of money, and basically tried to
Which is
leverage.
wild.
Tried to leverage him as
Like
an
severance
abuser.
pay for fucking marriages.
Yeah,
Something like that.
But
Spousal severance, I think, may have been the
so-
word.
And then
Maybe.
she, like, the first time, like, I guess they got physical was because he brought up the prenuptials that he wanted to sign, and I don't know, it just seemed to me like a money grab from her angle. It seemed,
That's what some people are trying to say.
Yeah, like, it seemed like a money grab.
Well,
Can you pull up a video for me?
I didn't realize how much money he had. Though.
I just really want people
yeah,
to
for
see
real,
this.
he really did.
Can you go to YouTube and type in Amber Heard? Can you go to YouTube and type in Me Too interview or whatever it is?
Interview or
Whatever interview that was. You're not alone.
Like he was putting up
You're not alone.
artist or something in like
Speaks
a
out on
penthouse in New
domestic
York,
abuse.
and I was like, damn, dude, he's got money to do that. Like that's
Yeah,
insane.
the second one. This is why this shit's hard for me.
okay, boom.
That's an ad.
I'm strong, smart. I'm not a victim to my detriment. I guess there was a lot of shame attached to that label of victim. It happens to so many women, you know, when it happens in your home behind closed doors with someone you love, it's not as straightforward. If a stranger did this, you know, as it was pointed out to me, if a stranger did this, it would be a no-brainer. It's the telling someone safe is the beginning of choosing yourself. I really think about it. If I hadn't had that, if I hadn't had a few people that I really trust around me, a few women support, a few friends, if I hadn't had them around me, how different my life would be. Just as a woman, having gone through this in the public stage, and in the public arena that I did it, and I have a unique opportunity to remind other women not only that this doesn't have to be the way it is, you don't have to do it alone, you're not alone, and also we can change this. Violence against women is not limited to actual physical violence.
She
Pause.
got waterproof makeup.
Maybe this is my bias, but this just seems so fake. Like, it's been watching this was cringe.
Yeah, definitely. Like my radar's going off too, but I don't know if that's because it's hindsight. So
Exactly. I don't know. It's hindsight. Like I said, bias. Like, I don't know. It's
I
just,
said her makeup waterproof, ain't it?
it just seemed like whenever there was a point to be made, a certain, like, I need to touch on this, she was like, this. Like, she was spitfiring, in my opinion. Like, she was trying to cover her bases.
Let me put it like this. When people look away and they're actually emotional, it's to keep from crying. When people are acting and they look away, it's to try and cry. When she looks away, it seems like she's trying to get the emotion, whereas...
She's trying to pull for it.
Yeah, like the moment of emotion is normally before the look away, not during it. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
That's just how naturally, that's just how it works. And so when somebody looks away and then they're like, oh, I'm always kind of like, oh, okay. Because normally I just know, like, if I've been emotional before or whatever, and I feel like the pressure's built, I'm either about to, like, lose it or cry or whatever the fuck it is. Like, you gonna see it and then I'm gonna look away. The emotion shouldn't be hitting me after I'm looking away. Like, what is that? That doesn't make sense to me. It's just acting.
I guess one thing I want to
But Johnny
bring
Depp's a
it.
better actor, too.
Well, that's fair. That's why I want to bring up now, since we've kind of been harping on Amber Heard. Let's try and harp on Johnny now to see if there's some, I guess, credence to this. is so one of her, I think, witnesses was able to testify today. Witness tried to claim that Johnny Depp was super controlling, trying to say that he would get upset. Now, I don't know how true this is. It's her word, but this is what her testimony is. That Johnny Depp would get upset with certain things she would wear when they would go out. Like, I think one example, they went to some kind of events, blah, blah, blah. Like, what happened recently? Like, something like the Met Gala that happened recently, I guess. She wore something, and he was like, can you wear something less? I forgot the word she used, but like slutty or something like that. Like, he had a problem, like, controlling what she would wear, didn't want her, like, working all the time, would be super controlling, as in wanting to know where she's working, how long she's working. Sometimes he'd randomly show up, and she'd be afraid that he would show up sometimes, and it would affect her work and stuff like that. Like, she got self-conscious because of it, blah, blah, blah.
That's wrong. But let me tell you something. Don't be mad when a sugar daddy puts the parameters of getting the sugar. Because if this was a business arrangement, which it seemed like, then that doesn't sound so crazy, does it? But it is crazy, because both y'all motherfuckers want to pretend to be in love. You wanted a young girl you felt like you could control. She wanted an old nigga she felt like she can get the money.
Well, control and get the money. I think it both
Both.
ended up with
And you
led to
both
control.
crashed out. I'll even put it like this. Johnny Depp's intellect is sinister. I'll put it like this. It's almost not impossible that he's the one actually lying about everything, but he's the more prepared one.
All right, this podcast is sponsored by Angel Blinds. Shout out Angel Blinds. It's a local business based in Atlanta, Georgia. Check them out. Their blinds help you get a new look for your living room, to your bedroom, to your dining room. They even customize kids' blinds with their favorite superhero or princess. Make sure you get Iron Man. He's the best. Shout out. With our promo code FDT, our audience gets 10% off their first purchase. You can find them on Facebook at Angels Blinds or their Instagram at Angels_Blinds. Shout out Angels Blinds.
She's sloppy. She fired her PR team mid.
That's fact. She did fire a PR
she's
team.
sloppy.
Yep.
She hired a PR team
And
that
she
Johnny
just
Depp.
now, I think today, argued for a dismissal, which didn't go through.
Why?
Got struck.
There's
struck
evidence. Down. You literally can't dismiss something. Anyway.
Wait, the dismissal, what would it have done?
The case, throwing it out.
Yeah, dismiss the case, throwing it out.
But you can't throw out a case if there's evidence.
Yeah, that's what they were arguing. Well, they were trying to argue that based off the whole point of this court, Johnny Depp trying to prove it's up to him to prove. I forgot what specifically it was. Either he didn't beat her or that he wasn't abusive. And the evidence hasn't.
Abusive is a loose term too.
And their claim is he hasn't proved that yet. So that's on these specific grounds of these precedent and cases he cited. Blah blah blah. Like, that's why this should be struck. The other guy came up, gave his argument, and the judge pretty much was like, no, there's evidence that we got to look at here. But based off other things, like, I'll take under dismissal, blah, blah, blah. But no, we got something here.
He had more to lose.
I don't know if that was too simple.
No, but I understand what you're saying. He had more to lose in this situation.
We're not lawyers,
So
by
I
the way. Let me
think-
make that clear.
I think he was also more prepared because he had more to lose. I believe the
Maybe that's why
second
he
he had
started
some tell
recording.
signs, yes, I believe the second she had some tell signs of certain things, he was like, keep that in mind, keep that in mind, keep that in mind. Just because he didn't want to lose. Because we also have to keep in mind, and this is where we're just all like just talking shit at that point. Johnny Depp almost went broke. He almost went bankrupt. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't remember that. Really?
Yeah, he was not doing as financially well as he needed to because his spending habits were out of control at one point.
Gotcha.
And so I'm pretty sure he's extra cautious now of like, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to lose anything, and it's alcoholic or whatever it is. He's going to do as much as he can do to protect and keep his sins and whatever covered and to cover his ass. And I'm not saying he's a bad person. I can just tell from coming from this, he's a little bit more manipulator than he's letting on. The fact that she thought she could manipulate him was probably what he used to manipulate her. Like, that's the type of individual I think he is.
I definitely think he's evasive in conversation, and he kind of tries to wait for the opening to then be like, oh yeah, that's how it is. Like, he kind of just like, parries certain statements and then eventually goes in on the one he wants. And I do agree that he's on the offensive here, but I don't think I don't know if he's always had like the sinister like plot. I definitely do think that like after he lost the UK case, he probably turned it on and was just like, all right, I'm gonna take this L and then I'm gonna regroup and like, build my case up and stuff like that, and then I'm gonna hit it later.
I'm not saying he has. Go for it.
Now that's what he's doing. And so, because the evidence and like all of his like exhibits are just like overwhelmingly like strong. Her exhibits are like so
sloppy.
Yeah, they're so sloppy. They're a bunch of antics. Like, they're people that like don't remember the situations, and like they're trying to steer conversations forcefully in the videos and stuff like that into certain like statements, and the people who are testifying for Johnny, and they're just like, what are you fucking trying to say?
Mega pint. Talk,
yeah.
It's been so funny, dude. I'm sorry. I love those little shorts of the case.
Yeah.
And he's definitely trolling too.
Oh,
Mega
man.
pint, a large glass of wine.
But that one, like, I feel like after the second day of Heard defense doing
Hearsay.
Hearsay,
Hearsay.
their forceful
Objection, hearsay.
conversations and stuff like that, he was just like, all right, I'm not gonna take you seriously. My favorite was the one who his accountant. Did you see that? He's talking to the accountant, and the accountant's just like, yeah, dude, we both know how to fucking read. Like, he just like stops. He's like, come on, man, like we both know how to read. I've already told you what you wanted to say. Hear me say.
No, yeah, like I'm not saying he's a bad guy. Obviously, in this situation, she's obviously been wilding for respect. I'm just saying, like, if he's able to do that, I don't know. When I see potential, I just know it goes both ways. Like,
There, no,
so
that's right.
if that's him publicly, like the real him, just him and her in the room, might be real different. It might be real different, and I just like, dude, he's a supreme actor, like in actual movies, like. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
at the end of the day, they're actors, so what makes you think their
she's
public
a
self
poor
is the same as
actor
the
in
private
movies,
self?
Yeah.
and she's doing a poor job here too. Like everybody who casted her for anything should be feeling like shit right now. Cause
The other
she
crazy
can't
thing
act.
too, though, is like there's that one soundbite where she taunts him to do this. If I was in that relationship, that's the moment I think I would start being defensive. Like that's the moment I would start plotting. That's like, scheming and stuff like that.
And to his point, do you know how dirty their relationship got? That same conversation when she antagonized him to do it, she came back and I understood what happened. She said that and she mentally understood. I just said some shit that sounds horrible. He probably is recording. Do you know the very next sentence? She said, yeah, I'm just defending myself. I'm always defending myself. That's when it clicked in her mind. Oh shit. This nigga already a step ahead of me. God damn it. I'm telling
That's
you.
what you think the mentality was
Oh
when that moment
man,
happened? I know
I
exactly
know the breath in the conversation because all of a sudden the conversation just kept steering it towards I'm defending myself. You're this because how does it sound when you're recording? You don't want to use this video or this audio of me saying I'm defending myself if it makes you sound guilty. So like all of a sudden the switch flipped for her. I was like, damn, they're really like in war. Like they were in battle.
And it just comes down to the point you made at the beginning of this conversation. Why were you still with her? Why didn't either one of y'all file for divorce earlier? Like if you were, I don't know.
Yeah, I really, really don't get that. I mean, I was listening to the Schultz podcast talk about this, and they were just making fun of it the entire time and just saying she basically gives good head, and that's probably the only reason why he stuck through it. And I'm like, as I watched the trial, I'm like, dude, it's probably a valid point. Like, I don't understand why you would put yourself through this much abuse.
I guess it goes with the stupid comment I said in the past. Crazy is.
Yeah, like I don't know what the fuck is. What's the thing of value of like, I can redeem that situation or I can save like this person or do anything. Like I'd be like, no, like, what the fuck? Like I'm out. So I don't understand why they were fighting so hard unless they were taking in like the public eye and that they needed to maintain appearances or something like that. Because I mean, they operate on a different social class. I don't know if there's stipulations in walking around that, level of society.
I think the evidence itself was why they stayed together. When they both started building up cases against each other.
It wasn't boring anymore. I think what happened was they got bored because it said in the statement she didn't like what he would do. She complained about playing guitar with his guy friends, and I'm sure she would want to do what people at the time 26 years old. Well, I assume their age difference. I don't know when they got married. I think she was probably late 20s or early 30s.
How long were they married?
For a while, I think at least 5 years. I want to say. I'm not sure. If you want to look up real quick on the side to confirm that real quick for me, how long were they married?
10 years.
10 years, really?
I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
Oh, okay. I don't think it's 10. I think it was closer, somewhere around 5, give or take.
Because they met on the Rum Diaries? I think that was the movie, and then from there it just kind of turned into a fling and then a thing.
2017.
Okay, 5 years.
All right, so
They were together.
Either way, like at that time, we're gonna be probably out socializing. Like it just got bored, and then guess what? Wasn't boring. Us fighting. As crazy as that sounds.
That's not my point. I think that.
No, I'm not. But I'm saying like. Go on.
I was saying the evidence, the reason that they stayed together was the evidence was because you have my dirt, I have your dirt. I think it became.
I think it became a game. That was, I guess, my point.
Yeah. Okay. To that point, then don't do this or I'll release this. And
it became a dance, a game.
that leverage that they had over each other was almost like a uniting thing. But until the treaty gets broken, then, you know what I'm saying? And she chose, like, what was it, 3-4 days after his mom died?
Oh, yo, that was crazy. True.
She tried to take him out with sadness. That was a straight sadness assassin.
I think that's a good way.
I still think though that, like, in that state of like, all right, like we both have like, you know, the gun on each other's head. Let's just be like, hey, I'm gonna walk away. You walk away.
Yeah.
I'm done with this.
But nah, she was
Never
like,
see each other.
but they both thought they had bigger guns.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, you guys kept escalating. Nope.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's insane. Yo, side note, I gotta find a way to edit this in. She actually admitted to shitting on his bed. That's truth now.
Yeah, it's
I remember
truth.
us talking about this,
She
reading.
needs to talk to my girl that was selling the farts in the jar.
I remember she tried to blame it on the dog, and the way what was it? The maid said.
So she said no.
That was no.
She said no.
I know what dog shit looks like.
I see the dog shit. I see her shit on your bed. She told me not to say.
But there's been pictures, and people have been saying like, I kind of saw it a little bit, didn't click on it. I was like, that's the shit. Oh my gosh.
I saw the pictures. Oh my goodness. I didn't.
Something was wrong with her
either.
stomach that day.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I think that's the grudge I have against her.
That's wild.
Cause
That's a crazy leap. Like, wow. Was that after she made that mental?
let somebody shit in my bed.
Boy. But what I was saying was, did that happen after the mental recognition of we're trying to get dirt on each other, or is this before?
Only God knows. Only God knows.
Because that's interesting that you went there.
I think I would have kept the shit forever. I said, you know, I'm finna go get this shit tested,
Get
right?
some epoxy.
Like, you know, I'm finna go get this shit tested, right? Like, I'm finna go get your DNA off of this. I'm finna match it up, son. She had to sit there and admit to shitting on a bed. And said it was a.
That's why I would epoxy it. Because anytime she was
said
trying
it
to
was
say anything about me, I'd just pull out the shit in the bed. A little piece right here is where it happened.
Damn. She said it was a prank.
All right, let's move on, bro.
Yo, thanks for making it to the end. We really appreciate it and hope you all enjoyed the show.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and the notification bell to get notified when we post our clips.
Follow us on Twitter at PodcastFDT. Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok are all fake deep thinking. Check us out, please.
FDT. Peace, y'all.
Peace.